What?
I am a silent drinker. I'm drinking all over there. I am a silent drinker. Since all we troubles away.
Welcome back to the Where Robins Walk. Sam and Liam, how are you both? How are you, Sam? First of all,
yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Very tired, but yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Good. And Liam, you're fresh back from Hull yourself as well. How was the trip?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like Sam said, late night. But yeah, all good.
Okay, cool. Coming up then on this week's Walk, we are going to have a look back at that whole game and discuss what went right and what went wrong. We're also going to have a chat about Millwall this coming weekend because Ashton Gate is back with action. We've got some Rate My Takes, so I ask you to review some views on the game, and we're also going to start looking at the Bristol City squad as it now shapes up, and we're going to pay attention to our goalkeeping situation. So let's get straight into it then, Sam. All the reports say that you dominated the first half and much of the second. Was that your view of it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we were on the front foot from the first minute. You know, bar like a 10-minute spell in the first half and a 5-minute in the second half, we were all over them. And it was nice to see us playing on the front foot for a change. But it was just the final decision-making let us down at times.
Yeah. Liam, some of the reports were saying that it was almost like they weren't allowing anybody else to score other than your new number 9. With the possibilities where people could have had a shot rather than passing, I think it was just a bit of, I don't know, first game nerves.
I think we got ourselves into some good situations. I think Mehmeti, as good as he can be so frustrating at the same time. I think too much emphasis on trying to walk the ball in the net yesterday. We had plenty of chances where we could have pulled the trigger and got a shot off, but we decided that one extra pass, and then that one extra pass was either behind where it needed to be or just a second too late. It's just the final ball and decision making for me in the final third is what let us down.
Yeah. Sam, the goal itself, when it did come, was a beaut, wasn't it? Is it too early to get excited, isn't it? But what was his all-round performance like? Your new number 9, he looks a handful.
Yeah, definitely. Well, after watching him against Villa last weekend, he made a brief cameo, and for such a big fella, he's got brilliant feet, and he come on and he changed the game. But there's no disrespect to Sinclair Armstrong. I mean, for the 60 minutes he was on the pitch, he worked his socks off, and he scared Hull's defence completely. But it was nice to see Fally, that instinctive flick on the knee, bang, straight in the back of the net. And, you know, so many times we've been in them positions, and like Liam said, we take the extra touch or make the wrong pass, bang, first time in the back of the net.
What about the other new boys, Liam? What did you think to some of their performances?
I was surprised to see Bird playing the 10. It's almost like he was the advance to the 3 of Williams, Knight, and himself. Personally, I thought it would have been Knight playing further forwards. So that was quite surprising to see that. As Sam just alluded to, Sinclair Armstrong there, he looked a handful. If we can find him some shooting boots, that would be handy, though. I think get that into him. I think we'll have a hell of a player on our hands. And Mayulu as well. Yeah, that quality goal. No, just an instinctive finish. Yeah, brilliant.
You didn't give Matty James a new deal, but you did Williams. Go on, Sam, to say what you think.
Well, I like Joe Williams, don't get me wrong, but early in the game, he gave away a stupid foul and a silly yellow card, and I don't know what he was thinking going in for that challenge with his elbows raised so high, so late in the game. You know, it was stupid.
But the ball was, even if the whole player had managed to bring that down or go for it, the ball was in the air. There didn't seem to be any need to make a challenge.
No, definitely not. He could have stood back. That whole player looked like he was trying to head it anyway, and what was he going to achieve from that position? You know, it's just a fact he's gone in with his elbow raised. It was rash, and it's ultimately cost us 2 points from that game.
Absolutely. Liam, what was it?
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What was your view of that incident, Liam?
Oh, yes. It was just a rush of blood to the head, really, wasn't it? There was no need. I can see the ball was there to be won. If he hadn't have gone for it, we'd have been moaning at him for letting a whole player take the ball down the area, possibly. But yeah, there was no force like he did. He gave the ref no decision. No second thought on that at all.
And especially being Keith Stroud, he's always going to give them decisions against us.
Yeah,
you don't like Keith Stroud very much, do you, City fans?
No, he's not the best ref.
He doesn't like us.
But okay, a point away against Hull. Would you have taken that before the game, Liam?
I think first game of the season I probably would have done. Seeing how the game was panning out, they probably had, for me, for the first 10 minutes, they had a couple of real good chances to possibly. They could have been 2-0 up. But on the flip side of that, with our pressing from the front, we could have had 3 or 4 before half time as well. So I think all in all, I think a draw was probably a good, fair result. But I'll take it first game of the season. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Let's do Rate My Take and let's get some other views and see if you agree with that. Joanna, thank you, Joanna, for letting us use this one. She says, so frustrating. Felt like Hull were there for the taking. Great goal from Fally. Terrible defending from Joe. Felt like should have gone off instead of Bird. Some decent play, but not a lot of end product. All in all, we'll take a point for the first game. Sam, how do you respond to that one? Do you think he should have gone off instead of Bird? Is that a fair point?
Yeah, I mean, Bird was flagging a little bit, but then so was Williams. And especially because he was on a booking, like you said, he's always prone to a rash challenge. And I would have personally took him off myself to save him from either a red card or, as it happened, a stupid penalty giveaway.
Yeah. Liam, let's have a look at the second one then. So Rob, who posts a ton about Bristol City. Thank you, Rob. Reminded me of Swansea away last year. One-sided, comically second half against a very poor Championship side and criminal not to win. That one, we got bodies in the box. This one seemed to be on a massive assist bonus, not to shoot onto Mayulu. Proved why you should. Hull were horrific. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Hull were there for the taking, 100%. The amount of times they tried playing from the back, and they just kept giving us the ball. But yeah, it's one of them. It's a frustrating one, but yeah, Rob's hit the nail on the head with that one.
Okay. All right. We talked about each week we're going to on the channel be looking at different aspects of your team. This week we're starting with the goalkeeping situation. And how strong it is, you think, for the season. This is as it stood last week. So apologies if there's any changes to it. And thank you to 11 versus 11 for allowing us to use the graphics. Sam, we spoke tons last year about the value that Max O'Leary gives this side. And there's so many saves throughout last season you can point to where he kept you in games. Is he up there with the top 4 goalkeepers in this league for you?
Personally, I believe he is. You know, like early in that first half yesterday, the save he made from that Estupian, if that's his right name, it was a world-class save. Do you know what I mean? And he just right-handed, powered it out. And yeah, last season he kept us in so many games. It's just his distribution, but he's been working on that, and he seems to be getting a bit better.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't had any offers for it because there's a few Premier League clubs and obviously clubs that have just come down that have been looking for goalkeepers. But you'll be happy not for that interest to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Liam, what I think it was Alex Ferguson once said the team's only as good as it's backup goalkeepers. You can tell a lot by the strength in depth. Talk to us about Stefan and Lewis that you have there. Not that you might see much of them this season.
I think we've only seen Stefan play once, and that was a 4-0 or 4-1 defeat against Lincoln in the Carabao Cup last season. And Lewis Thomas, I don't even think he's got 100 games to his name in the professional game. So I could be wrong on that. For the fact checkers out there, I could be wrong. But I think to get the best out of O'Leary, possibly, I think we need to look at an experienced keeper. I go back to a few years ago when Mine came in. He offered that bit of competition. He might have been towards the latter end of stages of his career, but he proved to be an excellent backup. Until really we see Stefan play a bit more, the jury's out on him. Really, we can't really say is he good. He's not, or he is good enough. Judging on the one game he has played, it's a bit of a calamity. So maybe possibly looking at an experienced number 2, and then loan Stefan out if it was down to me.
Okay. Sam, just finishing off then on goalkeepers. How much is O'Leary worth? Should a bid come in?
You've got to be looking at 5 million plus for him. To be fair, if they're rating Conway at 5 million, he's got to be 5 million plus. I mean, the amount of points he kept us in last season, and fingers crossed for this season, he's got to be worth more than 5.
Okay. All right, let's chat about Millwall, shall we? Thank you very much for that, fellas. Yes, the visit of Millwall, who they'll themselves will be looking for their first 3 points of the season as they visit Ashton Gate. Memorable battles between Millwall. I mean, your record against them, Sam, is
Not
well. How can I put it? You've only actually won one of the last 8 home games against them. What is it about them that means that they are becoming very quickly a bogey side for you at home?
Over the years they've been a very physical side, where we've been like a small side, nice fancy passing. They come in, rough us up, and our players don't really like it.
Well, Neil Harris in charge. That's not going to change, is it? This Sunday, Saturday. Sorry, Liam. Go out for all 3 points here, or would you take another draw?
No, first home game of the season, we've got to go for it. I'm very old-fashioned. You've got to make your home ground a fortress. You've got to make Ashton Gate a place where teams look at and think, maybe come away with a draw at Bristol City would be a good result for teams visiting us. But we have to go for it. Every home game should be aiming for 3, nothing less.
Okay. Let's have score predictions from you then, Sam.
I'm going to go a 2-1 win for us.
Sam? As I leave.
I'm going to go. I'm going to say 2-0. Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting one when the side keeps coming to your ground and keeps winning. It's bizarre.
Last season was a flip reverse, wasn't it? We went there.
Right, yeah.
We went there, scored a 90th minute winner. They come here New Year's Day and they scored a 90th minute winner.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into added time. Thank you, fellas. Okay, 90 seconds on the clock. You know how this works. 1 word or 2 word answers if you can. Most of the questions are based on the game the other day. Sam, starting with you then. Who was the unsung man of the match for you in the whole game? Who was worthy of credit but didn't get it?
George Tanner.
Oh, yeah. I like George Tanner.
I
forget he plays for you.
Yeah.
It's just those jobs. All right, thank you. Liam, the starting lineup against Millwall should be changed or not?
I'd swap Bird and Knight over. I'd have Knight playing further on.
Okay.
Other than that, I'd keep the same 11.
Okay, Sam, who starts as the sole striker against Millwall?
I would drop Williams and I'd go 2 up top, put Fally and Sinclair Armstrong as a partnership.
Oh, wow. I don't think Manning's that sort of manager, is he?
Oh, he should be.
Liam, rate the referee for us out of 10 from the whole game.
He's got to be a mediocre 4 for me.
Okay. Sam, where will Hull finish based on what you saw?
15th.
Oh, okay. Liam, next week after this is Derby weekend. We've got 3 big derbies. What's the biggest derby in the league, you think, this season?
Ooh, it's got to be the Sheffield and Sheffield. United Wednesday. It pains me to say it, but I think that's what it'll be that.
Okay. And finally, Sam, it's the Carabao Cup this week. There's a little game between Cardiff City and Bristol Rovers. Who you be cheering for in that match?
Oh, that's an impossible question to answer. Come on. I can't back Rovers and I can't back Cardiff.
Come on.
I'd have to go with Bristol Rovers, I think.
Really? Okay.
It pains me to say it, but...
And Liam, if I could offer you a Carabao Cup win or a playoff final at Wembley, which one would you have?
Playoff final, 100%.
Even if the Carabao Cup final was against Cardiff and you won 4-0, would you still take the playoff final?
Who's the playoff final against?
No,
I'd still take the playoff. As much as it is nice to see a cup run, promotion's got to be the way forward, I think.
Okay, fair enough. So you've got, of course, 2 games then, which we'll be reviewing next week. Coventry City visit. Do you care too much about the cup? Is it more about Millwall, Sam?
It's nice to have a good cup run. I mean, a few years ago when we got to the semi-final against Man City, it was a brilliant day out, but ultimately it ruined our season because we stuttered after that game. We were riding high in the league at the time, and we ended up finishing outside the playoffs. So a cup run is nice, but no, thank you.
Okay, all right. We'll catch you then next week, where we are going to review, obviously, the Coventry game. We'll, of course, review the Millwall game, and we're looking ahead to the final 2 games before an international break. It's crazy, isn't it, that we're having 2 more games? How many points do you expect Bristol City to have by the time we break for the international run in 2 weeks' time?
A good 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's 3 wins then, mathematically.
I'm the same. I'd like to see us with 10.
Right. Okay. So that's very definite. Beating Millwall and winning your final 2 games. All right. We shall see. Thank you very much for joining us. I love this early season optimism. It's great. Wait till we speak to the Norwich fans later. They were like this last week. And,
ask us if we're the same in December.
That's right. Right. Thank you, everyone, for watching Where Robins Walk. Please put comments below as to how important do you think the Carabao Cup should be taken this season by Liam Manning, and of course all your comments on the whole game as well. We'll catch up with you next week. Enjoy the return of football to Ashton Gate. Cheers, fellas.
Right, take care.